Sacred Heart Church Administration Office here at the Administration Office here in Othello, Washington. The monument is of St. Joseph's, the St. Joseph Church, the same, which is in Kennewick, Washington. The monument carries major implement services at St. Patrick's. This is the Sacred Heart, but the St. Joseph Church is the same as St. Pat's. Catholic Church Administration Office that carries services here. Now, implementing the service for the COVID-19, they have the regular terms, and then you see the Kennewick High School, the St. Joseph Church, the Sacred Heart Rectory. As you can see, the mass schedule of 4 hours, Saturday 5:30, Sunday 9 a.m., 11 Spanish, 1 Spanish, then regular confession, Saturday 4. This is the 16 East Jupiter Street, Othello, Washington, 509-488-5653. This is the COVID-19 processing for the, of course, the monument services for the Sacred Heart Church. Mr. Father Tom, Father Dylan, and Mr. Father Cepeda increment on Mr. Services, Mr. Father Tom and Father Cepeda, and the monument for the rectory for the St. Pat's and St. Joseph Church. St. Joseph is in Kennewick, Washington, and the monument they carry is downloaded and increment all services that were moderated by the tax season tax forms that were filled out and forms that were pretty much easily put in. Father Dylan, Father Richard, and Mr. Cepeda, which is the United States Marine Corps, Mr. Cepeda and Mr. Stephen Hernandez, and the Marina Hernandez was killed in Pasco, Washington. But this is the hours of Jerry at 8:30, 5:30, 9 to 11 1. Fabian Barela is a real big guy. That's why they ran out of the church in the building police station, because they say Fabian's probably the most powerful individual in services because he convicted all the service increments Americans. Hello, Felix. This is 8:30, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5:30, Sunday, 9, 11, 1. And that's Mr. Andy Miller, 40 years in his conviction rates, and this is Harry L. Run conviction rates because Felix Barela still lives and arrives at services for his death certificate. 1313 West Grand Ride was caught on fire, and Mr. Jerry from 210 West Broadway, Ridgeville, Washington State Patrol units, took it upon himself of carrying himself a situation that the September 11th in the morning, Mr. J. Mueller, Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney, and also Sandy Strawn and Lola and Roberta Barela. Lola is a federal state employee because the group is protecting the state lines of the Santa Barbara, Santa Maria, San Luis, and Mr. Ronald Reagan and Santa Barbara Ranch, which that's where I'm at, I live at in California. Mrs. Nancy Reagan paying for Cliff Motel services with the regulation of 16 on the 1099 forms. On the tax forms, there are regulations of 16 and 1099 forms. That's Ivanka and Donald Trump. Ivanka and Donald Trump has Lola and Roberta. And Jason Traeger got Buffalo tickets to New York City because Felix and Jason Traeger are going to have to fix his air conditioning systems. Now he gets his own air conditioning. And Alicia, they're married, and they're on Grand Ronde, Georgia, and also Kansas City, which is assessment service. Mr. J. Mueller don't like heterosexuals. Andy Miller don't like homosexuals. He, she's, it's, and they carry their implemented services called the Castle. That Castle is a pornographic VHS, X-rated for females, males, and of course he/she's. And that Jason Traeger and his service promising that he don't get involved in those services would carry on to his audit for his 1099 forms for the siblings. So the shingles would be added, the expansion to the other side expanded, and further on that forms, Mr. Vach and Ms. Vach, Don Trump are writing on the form 1090 for the tax form, so implemented for the automatic EFT transactions for Mr. Senator McCain and Megan McCain and Roberta McCain. Roberta Barela, Fabian Barela, Alonzo Barela, and of course Department 205, Sacagawea Park, the shithole. Pasco is a shithole. And the administration office that they got, it's a shithole. So Jason got a new car. Lola Hernandez approved Jason of getting a car through Jason Traeger and Sean Traeger and Janelle and the Fox family in Garfield, which is Garfield. That's St. Joseph's. Father Dylan, Father Richard, Father Tom. And don't forget the boat race weekend. 1313 Grand Ride was caught on fire, so that's $10,000 for that because insurance coverage and fraudulent service, Mr. Donald Trump, of course, having his services implied because of the override transactions that all the bikers, administration officers walked out on Donald Trump, ironworkers, plumbers walked out on him when they had a earthquake at San Francisco, which is the casino and the casino enactments that apply Yakima and Colville and Davenport Hotel. They can't do a dang thing because everything got paid in full. See, being attacked on Wall Street and then be attacked at Eric Olson's property, 610 First Street, that implies the state sealed documents that will not ever be tangible services because Sacred Hospital is connected to the Sacred Heart Catholic Church because at Sacagawea High School is a Deaconess Church where John Hernandez and Lola Hernandez had a stroke and then they moved to California, Fresno, because they had a stroke and then confronting Mr. Samuel Hernandez, Lupe Hernandez, having intimate sex, of course, with Lupe and the president, Ajmer Singh Nijjar, Cimaron 5. He's having sex with Ajmer Singh Nijjar. So they're having sex with the Hernandez family, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and so they're having sex with cousins, immediate family members, and Papa Murphy's and the owners of McDonald's and the Mr. Burger King, and also the shithole called Pasco, Washington. Now, Sacagawea Apartments, Mr. Sandy Strawn, and also administration office for Mr. State Patrol Soderman followed me all the way to Sacagawea Apartments and then Gonzaga University, and then I opened the door up and there's a dead body on the ground and Mr. State Patrolman Soderman's laying on the ground. So they panicked and they had an open casket, closed casket, no forgeries, no implements, no bankruptcies, no invoice services, and on reckless record, no citation tickets. So I only could go 5 miles from distance from that checkpoint. So Donald Trump convicted on all 1099 forms of all the services with Mr. Attorney General and Attorney Administration that he's in prison because he lied to Donald Trump, he lied to the administration office, the nurses, the doctors, the surgeons, the chemotherapy, Mr. Dr. Geaver, and the Hot Shot program, the Corrado building, and then implemented it to the City Hall. A beautiful El Camino drove right through City Hall and the police station, and out comes the midst of NFL players with badged uniforms, fraudulent services, overriding and taking in from Mr. Mike Tyson himself, fraudulent services interrupted by conversations of his Golden Glove series, but the tattoo on his skull, a Black Panther movement, of course, at Kennewick, Washington, Green River, that was the Green River player, that was Mr. Ted Bundy at Kennewick High School that killed a lot of students at the Kennewick High School because 1313 West Ground Down, he has a reckless tangible services of Bodacious and the Budweiser Mr. Chip and also Mr. Lamson Crane, and they had a corrupted service at Fallout, and as you can see it on YouTube, Facebook, they pretty much left everything consequently bankrupt and left in cahoots. So I believe we can use this document recovery information on the Sacred Heart Catholic Church for 16. It was established in 56 and 42 and 16. This would be the mass schedule for English only. So it is common sense for the touching up on the other side with the brush, Mrs. Corn, Mr. Splicer, Gonzaga University, because I walk in the door as a dead state patrolman. I'm not going to panic or anything. I'm not going to apparently I'm not going to snitch and rant, like, as you can see, the total fallout, because I never filed bankruptcy. But Jason and Elisa are married, they have children, and look at, see how Jason puts a sleeper hold on Corey Fox and Ryan. Ryan's sitting there laughing because Jason only weighs 100 pounds. He put a sleeper hold on him. That's it. That's pretty. He's a tall gentleman. He's a big guy. Ryan Cannell, that's big as he. Or like Steve York, he's 500 pounds. He took on all those Pisces Taliban members, ISIS General NATO admirals, all in one stroke. But there was only one complaint, Mr. Steve York. His testimony as his conviction of his services of all the bad police officers. I mean, they're using Jerry for one. The Washington State Patrol Unit Services for 210 West Broad, Mr. Miller, Mr. Dixon. See, he tell you to shut up. You know, the teeth in your mouth are wired, you know. You can't talk with wired teeth, you know. That's millions, billions of maxilline muscle tissue from the left and right and flank, you know, the services they have. Mr. Andy Miller, you know, when he has a stroke or heart, or when he looks up and he opens the door, he sees the administration office, he sees my face and the all the stomach tissue that's on my face because it's called jaundice. And I'm left with the Tri-City Herald, and this is made an ass of the KKK, the white supremacists, and that's who was the leader of the supremacist white KK clan member, and that's Sean Logan, the mayor of Othello. That was not me. The KK clan member was pulling a full automatic clip gun in his face, told me to get out of the car because Sean Logan is a nigger, black. So I got out of the bus. I got off the vehicle and walked all the way to Father Tom Philadelphia, Father Tim Richards' house. Ain't that beautiful? Ain't that nothing but the truth? And then Mr. Miller, Andy Miller, don't forget Mr. Andy Miller. No, do not forget Jay Miller. Now, Jay Miller, see, when Jay Miller wants to make conversation of and cahoots, Mr. Senator Kane, Megan Kane, we're going to have conversation, you know. There's nothing but the truth. And legalities, I do not smoke, do drugs, and priority does carry the sanction thing. Out of all that, we got a beautiful paradise city that they could probably be upholding the chastity of the administration office, LDS vice presidents and vice president's office. And the Red Lion has new rooms, new beds, new paint, and new implement property lines has gone up. And North Shore, $600 million property value has gone up since the COVID-19. So no more hydro places, no partying, no smoking, no cigars allowed. Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger moved across the street. Mr. Colombo has moved across the street. That beautiful Frank Colombo increments. But Mr. Father identified Mr. Rectory of the State Administration. See, his rectory of killing Stephen Hernandez, United States Marines, and caskets in a Bravo military base where he's ratified. He got some options now. See, he can speak English only. Andy Miller at Sealbed in Washington, U.S. 509-735-2591. Fax 509-736-3066.